Shalom, my name is Adam Wasser. I've recently decided to make Aliyah, to move to Israel as a new immigrant. This is not a decision I made out of the blue. This is something that has been in the works for the last 20 years now in my life. I've always, since I was 15 years old, wanted to move to the land of Israel as a citizen and live on a kibbutz, which is a farming, socialist kind of community. Yes, kibbutzim are changing today, but for the most part I'm looking for a traditional kind of kibbutz where people eat together in the Chad HaRochel and work together in the field and cow farming. When I was 19 years old, not too that long ago, I lived on a kibbutz, Kibbutz Lachot Al Yad Beit Shan in Israel, where 4 o'clock in the morning I would work in the dog, the fish farms, fishing for fish, and by 12 o'clock I would be working in the refit, the cow farms, milking cows. And I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic to me. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I made a decision to come back to New York City after a year. And when I came back, my father became very ill, critically ill in many ways, and my mother had passed away a long time ago, so I needed to take care of him and so forth. But now, things have changed, and the situation seems to have presented itself that I can make Aliyah and move to Israel. And when I think about what do I want, what is ultimately my dreams, is to work with animals and to live in an agricultural small community like a kibbutz. There are the options of a moshav. A moshav is, or a yeshuv, which is a collective community where you own your own home, you own your own land, but when it comes to what you produce, it's done in a collective group setting. But that's not for me. I don't know why. It's just something about a kibbutz just draws me to the desire of wanting that, and I've made that decision that in September of 2012 that I will make Aliyah, God willing, and find a kibbutz. Making Aliyah is not easy. In fact, today many thousands of American Jews make Aliyah. If you're a Jew, your mother's Jewish, you automatically can move to Israel as long as you fill out the paperwork. When you make Aliyah, Israel provides money for you, around $5,000 to live on. They give you stipends, about 225 shekels for your rent. They will give you 6-month boarding in a absorption center. Israel will also provide you with Ulpan, learning Hebrew for 6 months. You can do this through a kibbutz or certain cities in Israel. Israel will also help you with tax write-offs. If you bring things to Israel in the next 5 years of making Aliyah, they won't charge you a tax on whatever you bring in. Also, if you choose to buy a house, Israel, because you're an immigrant, will give you tax write-offs. And if you marry an Israeli woman, there's also a lot of other benefits. You know, Israel's a westernized country. They have programs like food stamps, they have programs like welfare, they have programs for Medicaid, Medicare. They have different names, but they have a socialist system just like America and Europe has. And they have modernized medicine. Many old people move to Israel. It's not like you go there and you're not going to get medical treatment. Israel is a westernized country. And it's funny because today in Israel, 2012, economically, Israel's doing much better than America is, and unemployment is way down. But that doesn't mean it's easy to get a job. And when you make Aliyah, or at least when you consider it, you have to consider the fact is what can you do there? As an immigrant, if English is your predominant language and Hebrew is not too well, you know, you have to consider the fact that you might be going there and work in a factory. If you're a teacher, for me, I'm a teacher, and I don't expect I'm going to go to Israel and be a teacher. But I don't want to be a teacher. I want to be a farmer. So it makes it easy for me. But for somebody that wants a professional job, but Hebrew is not their main language, it's very difficult. This is very important to consider. Also, if you're married, what your spouse thinks about it all. Many times, unfortunately, people go to Israel and one wants to leave, the other wants to stay. It becomes a balagan, a problem. Nonetheless, my decision is clear. It's been clear for many years now, but now is the opportunity to make it happen. And I encourage everyone, if you are interested in making Aliyah, you're Jewish and your mother's Jewish, and you want to at least give it a chance, you can check out Nefesh B'Nefesh. You can check out the Jewish Federation. You can check out, you know, Zionist organizations like B'nai Akiva, Young Judea, B'nai Brit. There are many places that you can find help, and I wouldn't recommend going to the Israeli embassy or the Israeli consulate. It's better to do it through an agency, because they'll help you with the paperwork. They'll help you work on the benefits and finding you a proper place. That's probably the best way to do it, through an agency. And don't worry about it. If you are determined and to make it work, and you're willing to compromise, because you're going to have to compromise, God bless you. And as far as the Army's concerned, an old man like me, they're not going to take me for too long. Maybe 6 months. Listen, they can take me for the rest of my life. I don't have a problem with that. But if you have a problem with that, if you're over 30, 6 months will probably be your duty service. If you're younger, 2.5 years, unless you have some kind of condition. But really, that's a part of being an Israeli. If you want it, that's a part of it. And that's beautiful. And God bless you all. And I hope to see you in Yerushalayim next year. Amen.